Everybody did everything to promote this movie as sort of like part of the psycho scream horror genre. So much so that the title from its UK release would change in America. And if you look at the poster, Susan Strasberg agape, her big mouth, and she had a big mouth, ladies and gentlemen. Strange actress, part of the Strasberg family. It turned from Taste of Fear in UK to Scream of Fear, mimicking Janet Leigh's famous photo in Psycho, like the poster and the graphics. Now, Taste of Fear is a 1961 British thriller directed by Seth Holt. The film stars Susan Strasberg, Ronald Lewis, Ann Todd, and Christopher Lee in a supporting role. It was again released in the United States as Scream of Fear. Now, after the suicide of her best friend, wheelchair-bound heiress Penny Appleby, Susan Strasberg arrives at her estranged father's estate on the French Riviera. Her stepmother, played by Ann Todd, whom Perry has only just met, informs her that the father has been called away on business. She cannot say when he will return or why he left when he was expecting Penny's arrival. Although the stepmother has made the place comfortable for Penny, the young woman does not trust her. That night she believes she sees her father's corpse in the guest cottage, and when others respond to her hysterical screams, the corpse is not there. The stepmother tries to convince Penny that a recent tragedy has caused her to hallucinate, and the family doctor, played by Lee, cites Penny's history of neurotic behavior to support that view. Now, the family chauffeur, Ronald Lewis, meets Penny privately to say he believes Penny did see something unusual, even if not a corpse. He offers to help her investigate. As they proceed, Penny begins to wonder if she's really an ally or she's leading her away from the truth. When a police detective begins his own investigation, he suspects that Penny may have secrets of her own. Now, this was distributed by Columbia, released June 5th, 1961 in the UK, and did a not too bad box office, 800,000 in the States, running time 82 minutes. Now, in certain jurisdictions, it got kind of a, not say a restricted rating, but in that general vicinity. Now, what is interesting about this, ladies and gentlemen, one of the few Hammer films, I think at the time, were completely in black and white. Now, Jimmy Sangster stated that he originally wrote the film for an actress called Sydney Box, who assigned him to produce it. According to Sangster, Box became ill and stopped, his work temporarily, leading his work to be taken over his brother-in-law Peter Rogers, who was busy working on the Carry On series. Sangster then bought the film back from Rogers and sold it to Michael Carreras on the condition that Sangster would be allowed to produce. Filming occurred at the Brace Studios in Berkshire. Now, again, distributed in UK on June 5th, 1961 at 82 minutes. It was later distributed to States with an 81-minute running time on August 26, 1961 under the title Scream of Fear. The film was a big success in the United Kingdom and the States and was very popular in Europe, being one of Hammer's most profitable productions, which led to a cycle of similar films. In March 2013, it was announced that the film would be remade from Sony, and directed by Juan Antonio Bayona, whose previous credits include the acclaimed 2007 Spanish horror film The Orphanage. Now, Lee later stated that the film was the best film that was in and that Hammer ever made. It had the best director, the best cast, and the best story. Ann Todd contradicted him, saying that she thought it was a terrible film. I didn't like my part, and I found Susan Strasberg, what a surprise, impossible to work with all that method stuff. Now, an article in the Blacklist later agreed that the film still had the capacity to surprise. We're often told it's hard to shock audiences these days because they've seen so much and society is so tolerant, but every society has things which aren't normally seen. And one of them is still a 52-year-old woman with wrinkles making out with a handsome 33-year-old man on screen. Has to be seen to believe. I don't want to give it away. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's our latest in our Hammer group of stories. If you like what we're doing here, give us a like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, you're only good as your last Hammer film. Think about that. Have a good day. Bye.